And hello, hello, welcome back. My name is Joshua So, and this is Composing Live, where we have an up close and personal look at how music is made. And in this case, this is from none other than John Williams's track that you guys may recognize called Hedwig's Theme. And it's something that is so memorable just because of the melody is so unique. And on top of that, it's not just this Celeste theme. This entire theme, Hedwig's theme, spans, I don't even know how long. Let's see here. It goes about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, almost 5 minutes. So there's a lot of things that are happening, a lot of melodies, a lot of you may even call this like a medley of sorts that plays throughout the film. So I'm really excited to showcase this and continue where we left off. We did 2 streams in the past, and this is stream number 3 or part 3. So let's go ahead and press play. I'll go ahead and play where we left off from last time. And I'll just go ahead and pull this up so you can see that. Zoom in just a little more. And that's where we left off, guys. So where are we at? That's about 2 minutes in, more or less. Now, when I was listening to this track right beforehand, I noticed that the Celeste isn't as loud, just in general, but especially on the runs. I mean, and that makes sense because when you're playing really fast, sometimes you can't really attack as loud as as you want. Um, so I'm gonna play back the original recording real quick. Here's a little excerpt of that run. One other thing I noticed is pan to the right, the Celeste. I'm not sure if mine is pan to the right. Let's see here. It sounds like the Celeste is pan more to center, which is fine. I'm not sure if it's pan to the right in the beginning of the original recording. Let's see. Yeah, it's not. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's because the violins just take up more headroom or stereo room, and because of that, it's just pushing the stereo image of the Celeste to the right, or it's just a mixing trick where you give it more space. So if that's the case, that's easy. We could actually pan that. I'm gonna just add that into the mix as well as this one here. I think Omnisphere pans with this data. Let's see here. Yeah, it does. Okay, I don't have to go so far over. Just enough. right? And even then, that's a bit much too. Okay. The other thing I mentioned is it's kind of loud, just in general, especially when that run starts. It could be the velocities. In this case, I'm just gonna do a quick and easy fix by bringing that down. And let's hear how that would sound. Yeah. Okay. Already it sounds better. And then I noticed also the string run with the violins really becomes present, and there's a lot of room tone here. It's very present, as you can hear, and with this version, I don't really have that. So that's another kind of mixing choice that we have to make. Maybe in the beginning it's not as present, but once we hit this measure at 43, let's see here. Actually, yeah, so this is that melody. So I'll just write melody here so we have a marker saying that. And then just to get it a little bit more present, we'll bring up the volume. Just an easy fix. Hey, Tamashi, how's it going, man? Okay, and that might be a little too much even, like as it gets to that high point, maybe we don't go so much, but that's little note observations I had, and that's what's great about when you're A and being a really professional orchestra. You can kind of go back and forth listening to the real players, get the room tone, get the mixing a little bit tighter on your own versions. So that's why I like doing this. This is just a nice like ear training for all sorts of things. Anyways, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this part because we need to move on, shall we? So let's go to this new section. Okay, and we'll have to do that. So let's review. So whenever I go, let's see. Oh, do I not have it up? I guess I don't. Okay, so let me. You can see everything on the screen. Oh, there you go. You can see that on that measure, whatever it is, I think it's around here. And I can zoom in just a little more so you can see this. Yeah, so starting at 99, or no, 91, that's where that da, 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 da. And honestly, last week I was struggling because these are all transposed, and I had to put these notes in one by one in a sense. And now that we have a little bit more of this down, I mean, some of it we can copy and paste and adjust, which will be nice. And then I guess the most immediate thing to work on is this Celeste solo. Look at that. Look at all these notes. Okay, so when I used to play marimba back in the college days, this stuff I could do, but on the keyboard it's a little, I don't know if it's easier or harder. I mean, I'm so rusty when it comes to that, so I will have to probably input all these notes in by hand, not in time per se. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do this with 16 note steps, and then we got a little horn. So hopefully that will be not too much of a time-consuming effort. Okay, so that's where the Celeste comes in at 107, right? Okay, 107. It looks like we are on the right page. Tamashi Drying is asking, do you have the sheet music, or are you recreating just by listening? I guess I answered your question there on that first one with the score here. This is a screenshot that I took from YouTube. So if you just type in Hedwig's theme, I forget the person who was running it. This person somehow got the score and scanned it in. I believe the person's name is Kevin or something like that. Sorry if my mic is low. I don't. It should be okay. But let me just double check my routing too. Um, but yeah, I'll talk into the microphone a little bit more. All I was saying is there's a guy named I think Kevin something, and you should be able to hear that or see that with the score. My mic should be pretty good. I'll just talk a little closer. I was a bit further away. Okay, so let's go to the Celeste. The Celeste here is going to be probably this long because then I have strings coming in. So let's do this much here, starting at 107. And like I mentioned before, we'll do step efforts or step inputs, and we'll do 16th notes. And here we go. We're going to go to town with this. But yeah, anyways, this is a kind of an experiment for me too. Honestly, I prefer by ear just because it's like it's a good ear training exercise. But I felt like I needed to add some extra visuals to just make sure I'm on track, especially with these runs. I don't think I could ever transcribe that 100% correctly. And it's kind of also what's distracting is that this microphone is kind of in the way of what I can see. But basically, I'm going to play this note by note, right? So we have the A. Oh, I see. Okay, I did this wrong. Should be an E. And I think I just botched one beat. So from this E, we go. Nope, I actually did 2 beats. So we have a C, and then we have an A right there. Let's hear how that sounds real quick. I have to turn this off. Okay, and it goes something like this. Okay, cool. All right, and then as I do this, we'll also put some dynamics in there as well. Can you up it by 3 dB, please, including the Cubase play? I'll definitely put the Cubase playback up. Are you maxed out on your computer there? That's interesting. Let's see why that's the case. I'll bump it up at your request. It's been pretty good for the most part, but okay. So we have that. I boosted up the volume as well, so you can see here it's about 4 dBs louder. Cool. All right, cool. So, let's keep going, shall we? So we have this E. Although after this E, it goes back up. Okay, so now I know where I'm at. We have okay, and we're just gonna do a quick little job here of getting to measure by measure. So that we're at 110. Did I skip a page? Oh, looks like I'm missing. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so here's 110, and it's kind of hard to see it in this shape, but I'd rather have you guys see the actual sheet music. So I made that a little bit bigger. Here we go. So that one's gonna be extended out. Okay, moving on to the next measure, we have okay, let's see here. What do I do? After that E. Is that right? Let's see here. Okay. That's a cool little run, huh? A lot of arpeggios. Okay, so we're just missing that A. Here's your A. B flat, or B flat minor. B flat minor. Interesting. Oh, okay. Accidental. And then okay, and then these are actually, I should probably put this in as half notes. This should work. Okay, so that's right hand. I also have to add left hand stuff, but did I do this right? That's the question. So I had it in eighth note or half notes here, but somehow it got botched to this next part, and I'm not sure what happened here. Okay, so this measure is a little funky. Let's see, E, C, A. Oh, okay, I think I did this twice, that's why. So we'll move this over here, and then this one should go like that. Okay, and there's the notes in between. This is probably like the middle note, but it's an octave lower. So I'm just gonna turn this off. So you have A, C, F, and E, B. Oh, let's see here. What did I copy there and paste? I'm not sure what happened. There you go. So we gotta move this guy over, and I said A, C, F, E, and B. Cool. Okay, so that's that run, and that's only like 8 measures, I think. Yeah, like 8 or 9 measures. So as you can see there's some velocity stuff. Since it's a solo, we want to play it pretty strong. But we do have one other thing to add, which is layering this. I gotta go back and forth with this, but basically I have another synth. It's a DX7 Yamaha that is layered with this. So let's go ahead and put that in. Nice. Awesome, awesome. All right. Tamashi, awesome, awesome. I'm glad the volume is better. I am using OBS. Yeah, here everything is at full. Can you give me a quick rundown of the sample libraries? Yeah, if you see these initials, basically CS, anything with CS generally is Cinemax Studios. I got Woodwinds and strings, no brass. I don't own the brass personally, but eventually I will. Spitfire, and Pacific strings, I think here and there, but yeah, mostly Spitfire and Cinemax Studio. And then there's some Cine samples, like the Randy's Celeste, and then this Omnisphere. That is a trick I picked up when I was doing some research on this actual piece. It was done on a synth apparently. So let's see. The other thing was there's a horn. A horn track is I guess I've been using two as well to sample and layer. We're gonna be doing a soft little pad that's playing with this solo, as you can see here. So you have pianissimo. Looks like it's just a solo horn, right? It's like one. Is that add, oh, that's an addition. So yeah, it's 2 horns, I think, plus 2. Interesting. Let me I wonder why it's notated that way. It's kind of maybe not the clearest thing here. So 1 and 2 are in unison, right? And then in the next pages, it's not even there, but then it comes back right here. So I think that's like it looks kind of like a -2 actually. So maybe this is just a solo. That makes more sense to me. Anywho, we have that E playing for 4 measures, a little bit break, and then come back in. E, F, A flat, G. Okay, easy. E, F, A flat, G, and okay, on the next measure, 3rd beat. E, F, A flat, G. I'll just remember that. So maybe we can draw this in. So because this is a solo horn, maybe I will honor that with my own solo horn. Do I even have one? I don't. Okay. So let's turn one on. I think I'll just do this one, Spitfire. Now, a little bit earlier on this stream, it was actually kind of acting up my computer. So I'm hoping everything's working now. It looks like it's all squeaky clean. Okay, so we have an E on that particular E, I believe. And let's go ahead and try this in time. So I'm going to practice that and go. Maybe I'll pull this up. 3, 4, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, let's try that in the volume 2. E, oh, I thought I got it. Oh, it's F and then A flat G. Okay, let me do that little section again. Oh yeah, and this is, that G actually is right here, isn't it? Okay, now we're feeling it. Something like that, right? Let's just put this up like so. Okay, and there we go. I'll put that click volume down just a little bit. So that's nice and quiet. You got a legato on that. Okay, so you have that little note, boom, and then after that, and this is all really quiet. Once the strings come back, it has a nice contrast. So you have this sort of quiet and then versus loud. There's one other instrument here that we're particularly missing, or maybe 2. We got the cello, pizzicatoing, and then viola a little bit later. So, bum bum. So we have a E and A. And on what beat? This is on that 4th measure, I believe. Yeah, 4th measure, E and A. So let's add that in to the mix. I'm actually layering 2 cellos here. So maybe we continue that. So there's some pizzicatos over here. Let me just find one I can latch onto. Let's see, is it this one? Well, all of these. Okay, E and B, that's good enough. So on this measure, we're gonna go E and A. It's got to be one below that. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. And then let's add it to the other one as well. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's listen to that. Okay, boom, boom. It's a little bit behind the beat. Let's push it forward. Cool. And volume-wise, it's a little quiet on that second note, so I brought it up. And then let's go back to this. So on the next few measures, you have dun, 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 dun. So 4 notes. Dun, 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 dun. If I can sing that, but it's a F. And then I know the last note was a E. Okay, boom, boom. C and B. Okay, let's add that to the other one. Okay, and this is on the wrong measure. It should be a dun, 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 dun. So we'll put this on the very last. Now let's look at the viola. I'm going to go back and forth like this quite a bit, actually. So I hope you guys don't mind this flashing white light if you're looking at a big TV screen. Hey, Sam, good to see you, man. Hello, I won't be able to stay long. That's totally cool. I'm glad you're here. So we have here this viola FD instead, FDB. So oh, no, actually, sorry, this is viola clef. So it's E, C, A, and F, right? E, C, A, F. It's spelling a little like a F major 7th chord. So I'm going to I just meant to do that. I'm gonna take this and put it into our viola. And I have 2 violas as well. The reason why I'm doing this is there's a more room tone that I like in the Spitfire samples that I think works better for this particular track. So anyways, that's where my head's at there. Okay, and this is really quiet, so let's bring that up just a bit. I'll do this again over on the other layered sample. Let's bring that up just a bit. And let's push it in front of the beat. Okay, so you have that and this. The same thing here. Let's push it up a bit in the velocity and the... Cool. And maybe we do a little crescendo towards the end there. Okay, something like that. Good. And that might be a little too loud. I don't know. The only way to know is you can go back with the real recording and just keep your ears in check. Yeah, see, that's pretty good. I mean, I think this version, the sampled version, is a little bit louder. So, cool. Dun dun. Interesting. Yeah, that's good enough for me. So, let's go ahead and go to the next area. So we got this nice build up in the Celeste. And then the strings come in. And what's nice about this is I bet, I'm going to zoom in, or actually maximize here so you can see this better. Especially on these full pages, I might have to do that more, is do a full zoom or full window here. I'm going to go back to the, well, actually it's right here, huh? This Celeste solo that starts at 107 is probably the exact same, I would say, with what you'll see here in the violins. So it starts the same. You have E, D, C, B, and probably goes over to that A minor arpeggio. It looks really similar. I'm just gonna kind of go a little bit back and forth on these pages. So I'll zoom out. I have to zoom out and then turn the page. It's kind of annoying. But as you can see here, you got that B flat minor chord that's being outlined here. And then on the next second half of this bar, you have looks like an A minor chord. Okay, so we're gonna just quickly go back and forth, and it looks like we are essentially doing the same stuff. Let's look at the next measure, a D minor with this little G sharp leading into the next, which is also D minor. Interesting. D minor chord with like a G sharp and then A minor. Okay, and see how that ends as well. You got a D sharp half note. Same thing, D minor, you got that G sharp lead in, and over here on this side, you got that little D sharp. So I'm thinking, yes, indeed, it's copy and paste voice exchange here, which is nice. Saves me time, but you know, it's also very challenging for violins to play this or a Celeste player. So it gives them opportunity to, you know, flex their muscles, so to speak. This one here too, I would assume is very similar. I think, you know, like the viola is playing the left hand of that Celeste on the half notes A, C, F, E. There's a split, E, and then this is your B. Yeah, so it's like exactly the same, I would say. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys notice anything too. A, E, A, okay. E, A, C, E. Yeah, looks good. Okay, let's see here. So, I think we're good. The only other thing is to just look at the dynamics. I mentioned there's kind of a contrast between quiet and loud. That's probably more so later even. And this is the big contrast where everyone comes in. I'm excited about that part. We'll be able to start that today as well. So looking at the only other parts is horn. Horn is doing the same thing. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. This is like exact copy and paste besides how it ends. The ending is different. Okay, well, let's get right to it, shall we? So here we go. This from here to, I think it's like 120, 128. I'm just making a marker here so we know. 128, yeah. So 128, 127, 6, 5. We'll stop at 124. So 124 is where that ends. Okay, so let's get this right here. And I'm just going to grab both of these. This is already a copy and paste of each other. And I'm going to add that right here. Okay. Let's write or assign the correct articulation now. I think in something like this, anytime we're doing fast runs, I like just doing marcato. I might bring up some of the volume here. And let's push this over to about here. Same thing. Push that there. Push that there. Volume probably needs to go just a bit higher. That needs to get brought up as well. Okay, so let's copy that over. And then I have to assign the marcato on the other one, I think. Let's see, let's double check on that. Nope, it looks like I did on both already, so. Okay, maybe not so much on the, something like that. And then what we'll do is we're gonna bring up both of these things. So let's now fade it. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Oops. Oh, okay. Well, well, I did a stupid move here. I meant to move it right over here. Okay, now we're good. Okay, and I'm actually gonna write it out here so that we can feel that out. Just so that I get the phrasing correct, I'm gonna listen to the recording. Okay, cool. So on the last part, we'll figure out which articulation is best for that. Let's try this again. A little bit too quiet. Also, let me just delete this. And let's start over again. Okay, and the reason why it's doing that is because we got to split these. But if we were to just put them in sustain, you can kind of hear how this would go. Let's do that. Let's just do a marcato. Cool. All right, anything else? I think one other thing I'll do is I'll push it in front of the beat just a bit on everything here. I think the tempo pushes a little bit here as well, in the tempo track, that is. Or maybe not. Actually, it goes the opposite. It goes slower for those a little bit, at least when I was tempo tracking this. So we'll split this now. Let's look at the sheet music here again. So violin 1, if you can see this, you have E, C, E, A flat, A flat, E. Let's just double check that note. Yes, okay. So then violin 2 is the one that splits for that left hand, hitting the B there on the bottom. Okay, so this is easy. Let's go ahead. This is actually violin 1. So I'm going to delete all this. Violin 2 is the green. And the splits actually happen here. Although I'm going to copy this one before I delete it. Okay, and then the reason why I'm going to copy is because that's where the viola comes in. Viola is right here. Boom. So now we have that ready to go. Let's look at the viola. Viola only comes in right when that part is, so they drop out before that. Then we have the horn, right? The horn is basically a copy and paste. And then we have this cello thing going dun dun. So let's add those all in. So you got the cello right here. So this is easy. At the end of that phrase, and then what's the other thing here? I should probably phrase that viola part as well before I forget. Oh, horn. Horn was the only other thing. So let's add that. The horn is basically the same thing. We could probably, Well, let me try that again. We could probably make this somewhat louder. Like that. Okay. Let's hear this all in context. Cool. Sounds pretty good to me. I mean, with minimal programming too. Minimal. I mean, this library is awesome. So the only thing I would do here is maybe shorten that on both of these notes. Yeah. Yeah, but overall pretty good. And then over here, let's maybe shape this. Something like that, right? Okay. So now we're on to measure 125. So there's a little bit of a run here. We'll call these the little what's a fun word for this? I'll just call it the scatter chatter. And then over here, this one is the big melody, the B section. Dun 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 dun. Let me play that. Sorry, it's kind of loud. There you go. Okay, and that's the new section. We probably won't have time to really hit anything else besides that today, probably. I don't know. We'll see. If we work fast, I might be able to start that. So the scatter chatter. Let's listen to that scatter chatter part. Okay, 3 measures. Not too long, but busy. So let's go back to this. As you can see here, you have, what is this? That's clarinet and bassoon. Okay, so got some doublings. Yeah. So clarinet 1 is doubling with violin 2. Sort of. It's kind of weird. Clarinet 1 and clarinet 2 are doubling with violin 2. And that's because you get like a stronger, I don't know how to explain that. Or in orchestration, I guess when you have like a clean run, it's better to split it. So you have like the clarinet 1 doing only one beat, and then the clarinet 2 playing the next beat, and I guess it just sounds better, or it has like a cleaner attack or something like that. Anywho, so that's all violin 2 right here, as you can see. And then you got this little run, but that they don't play. That's more of an accent. You got a short note there instead. So yeah. Anyways, let's look at other doublings. You have your viola doing the same thing as violin 2, except up until here, and then it splits up here. Scatter chatter. You have here the viola, or excuse me, I meant to say violoncello, or cello. This is a EDCBA. So that with the bassoon, non-transposing. Thank you. Okay, so not too bad. It's just very chattery, very quick runs. EDCBA. This is EDCBA, so it's the same notes. EDCBA, EDCBA, back and forth. Well, maybe not. Not on beat 3. Beat 3 is A, E, E flat, D, C. So it's kind of doing this like a blues thing with a flat. I'm not sure what, if we're saying A minor, That would be, yeah, like a flat fourth. Yeah, that's what I was saying, blues on that. And then over on here, same thing. Okay, but after that, you go A, G. All right, is this violin 2? A, G, G flat. Interesting. Let me play this a little bit. So we have on piano. Maybe I can just unmute that for a second. I'll go up, down this octave here, and then but yeah, it's actually like it cascades next to each other, so there's not like a break in between, right? Oh wait, yeah. Anyways, something like that. So I'll remember that, and then the last thing would be E. Just an octave up. That's the bassoon doing that one. Here that's clarinet 2. Okay, and then what's this one? Is this going back? This is oboe. Oboe is doing that. Okay, yeah. Violin 1 with oboe. Weird. Just the back and forth. So 2 beats, 2 beats, 1 and 1. That's what it looks like. Okay. All right. Let's see how this would go. I'm actually going to do a different trick here. I'm going to do it on the piano. So I'll do it with 2 of these. First one will be like the call and response. So, and there's the octave below that. Maybe I'll do it on these 2 actually. So on this one we have, oops, that's not what I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to solo these guys. I'm going to go 1, 2. All right, let me look at that one more time. Yeah, beat 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, because it's in cut time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that in, and then the next one is 1, 2. I'll put it just a little bit over, and then after that, it's kind of cascading, as you can see. I'm trying my best here. Let's move this over to the next beat on this one though, like that. Okay, so then I will quantize this. Okay. All right. So there's that. Rather than this playing it, I'm just gonna add it in manually, like that, right? Yeah. So then this would go A, G. Okay. And then 1 and 1 on the last one, but it's an octave higher. And let's grab one of these guys and put it here. So that's basically what it's doing. Let me double check that. So the last one is on A3 and A3. Yeah, so we stay on A3 on the last part. So let's go to the full tempo. Cool. So we're going to now orchestrate this, and this is how I prefer orchestrating when I compose other things, or for I mean non existing music, when I compose original stuff, I actually compose like this. So when I put this in, man, these are all the woodwinds, right? It's like clarinet 1, clarinet 2, violin, and so on. Maybe actually I'll start on the bottom because it's a little easy to remember. So these guys are my bassoon and cello, I believe. Let's double check. Cello, bassoon. Okay. So we're going to go over to, there you go. I'll just use the CSS library for that, and bassoon, 2 bassoons. Okay. So there's that. Okay, my cello's a bit quieter, and this is where I can boost up my volume again. So here, I gotta assign this to, let's say, Marcato. Oh yeah, oh sorry. Let me mute that, the piano. Cool. But good volume for the most part. I feel like that should be fine. And then let's now look at what we need to orchestrate that against, or do the call and response against. We have, again, viola doing this with violin 2 to a certain degree. So viola is interesting because it's part of the B. So if cello and bassoon is A, and the response is the B, or the echo, it echoes with violin 2, but then it goes to this other thing. Or I guess I should say violin 2 is the one that trades teams. It switches teams to the A1, the call, and then actually viola is the one that stays. Okay, so that's what it is. And then this is violin 1. Violin 1 is doubling with viola there. Okay, I think I can remember that. Clarinet, same idea. Clarinet 2 is playing with the cello and bassoon team, but an octave higher. Yeah? Okay. And then this is oboe. Oboe is playing with that response with the violin 1 and viola. Okay, let's do it. So, bringing these notes up, let's go ahead and put this over to where it needs to go. So we have clarinets. Yeah, I have 2 of these, huh? I think that's okay. Let's double that up. Well, actually, you know what? Let's do it on 1 for now. So we need to go assign all the articulations, and then now I can double this up. We got violin 1, violin 2, but switches teams. Viola. Oh. Violin 1 only plays at the very end, I believe. Okay. Let's see if the so all the strings articulations need to be assigned again. I've been trying to get these more uniform, but it's just not there's just so many expression maps. But if you can name them all the same, they actually transfer over. Okay, so we have this. Violin 2 switches teams. That's what we're talking about, right? So after this, it goes back to this run, and it does something like that. Boom. Okay, so that's the idea there. Clarinet, oboe was the other one. Oboe, maybe do oboe solo. Okay. Clarinet, let's look at clarinet now. So there's some weird splitting happening there, I think. I think we can just go something like this. Okay. Anything else that I need to do? I'm gonna double check. It's better to overlap these just so that the scripting plays nicely with everything. So let's make sure that happens. We're going to lengthen that a bit. Okay, cool. Very, very nice little trick or orchestration chatter that John Williams does here. And it's simple. It's just like two motifs or two fragments of notes or sets of notes. But what a cool trick. Cool. All right, so that's that, and then I think volume-wise, that's pretty good. I mean, we could probably go a little quieter, maybe, so that we can help the illusion of build to this big section. It's already a little bit quiet, but there should be a quick way to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do this. And let's see if that retained all of that information. Great. So let's bring this down just a bit. And then maybe on this next part, right about here, let's bring that just up a little bit. So that's my shortcut on that. Okay, so that should be good. Next is the last beat of this. There's probably other instruments that come in, but on measure 126 beat 4, as well as the entire measure 127, what are we doing here? Let's look. Okay, this is the last beat here of 126. So we have da 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 da. Do I have an instrument assigned? Let's see here. I'll just use this one right here. It probably does that. Another bluesy thing with the sharp fourth there. I'm just gonna make sure. Yep, you got an A. Okay, so it's. Let me do a shorter articulation. Okay, so that's what we're doing on probably most of these instruments. Let's see if there's any harmonies. E, F, G, G sharp, A. This is in unison or octaves. Okay, this one is not doing that. As you can see, starting with, what is that, oboe 3. Starting with oboe 3 and, man, what is this one? Probably bassoon. Nope, it's clarinet 3. Clarinet 3, oboe 3, and bassoon are playing going downwards. Is this transposing though? It's transposing, isn't it? Okay, that's what they're playing together. Let's just make sure the clarinet 3 is playing A. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's do that, and then same thing, violins, as you can see here, and all the other strings. Got violin is the only one going up, and then viola, cello, bass are going down, and it's loud too. Okay. The only other thing that's probably different in a sense is the staccato notes of clarinets, horns, trumpet, trombone, timpani. So timpani comes in, that's great. There's no tuba, interestingly. Well, probably on the next measure. Let's see. What else? That's it. Okay. What chord are they spelling? Let's also look at that. I'm assuming it would be like a E major chord. E. Is this transposing? Oh, it's a trumpet. Yeah. E. Horns. These are horns. I think this would be then F sharp. No. E. it would be an E, and then this would be a E. So all the horns are playing E's, and then this is a E and a E. Okay, so that's easy enough. All E's with our brass and clarinet. Okay, we good? We good? Shall we start? I have to just kind of remember all this, but I'll refer back as well. I just think it's fascinating. There's a lack of tuba there. Yeah. Okay. So where should we begin? Let's do the easy one. Let's do all the brass except for tuba and our clarinets. Okay. So horn. Maybe I'll do this. Actually, no. Let's use these guys. So this one is a layered sample of horn, and we're on this beat, beat 4. Yeah? Okay. So I believe this is the right octaves. Let's go ahead and staccato probably. Okay. Done. What I'll do is I'm actually going to take one of each and just mute them. I think that might be a better idea. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I just keep them layered like that. Okay. Next. Am I using any Spitfire horn 6? No, I'm not. Dang. I'm kind of thinking maybe I take out the Jaeger and just push it into here, because I do like the room tone that this generates, but you have to do tenuto. I think that'll be better. Okay, let's bring that up. Okay, we got a long ways to go for this little build that we're doing. The only other thing I need to do for this though is add just a little more. Okay, moving on, we have trombone. I think I want to just use these guys. Trombone is in unison in E. And timpani, don't forget timpani. Okay. Trumpet, right? Trumpet. Yes, trumpet as well on the E3. Okay. Okay, so that one, yeah, that could work. It just needs to go down in velocity, I think. Yeah? Okay. Moving on, we have the trumpet. Which trumpets am I using? Let's use this one. It should be probably this one. This is an octave higher. Maybe Marcato? Okay. Alright, and then besides the brass, we have timpani. Let's go ahead and add some timpani here. So, I don't even think I have used timpani yet. So that's good to know. Maybe I'll stick probably with this one. Although I've been using Spitfire's percussion timpani, and I kind of like that too. Man, what should I do? What should I do? I'll just stick with the center Perc for now. So we have this beat. I think it's actually the high one. It's just the high one. Okay, so we'll figure out how this goes. That might be a little loud. Is how that runs with the da 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 da. Okay, I'm assuming there's another note that we're missing on the next measure. Should we just add that in? So let's go to, we'll add clarinet as well, but should we go to this next one? Okay, yeah. So our brass is also going bum 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 bum, or dun 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 dun. There you go. I can sing that better. So E, and then the dominant E. Interesting. Bum 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 bum. E. Bum bum bum. Okay. Actually, I'm transposing. I have to think then it goes back to the E here, and it goes to the A actually for horns. Although this one has a massive split. All A's it looks like, and then this one here's a A. So A's actually now. A and then back to the E. Let's add that in. Might as well. There's a split here. Weird. Okay. Oh, tuba. There's your tuba. I might have to go in and out on this one because this one's a little bit hard to remember. A, everyone goes up in A's. There's 3 octaves there. Interesting. Okay, so I think I'll remember some of these. You have this one going something like this. Okay. And then trombone is kind of doing this. And then tuba, not yet, but tuba will be playing, I believe, here. Something like that. So we'll get it ready for you. And that tuba is that octave. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So trumpet went up. Bum bum. Maybe bum bum bum. Maybe a little bit shorter on that. Okay. And then timpani. Is it going to the A, I think? Let's go back to timpani. A. Oh, it goes down. A, E. Okay. Okay. Oh. Let's get rid of that. Timpani roll here. Let's see. Sorry. Let me get that ready. And then besides that, we have our trombone is splitting too, I believe. Something like that. No, it goes up instead. Oh no, it doesn't split until here, doesn't it? Okay, so then it goes split E, 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 or just 2 octaves E. So let's add that in. And this could probably be a marcato. Maybe like something like that. Cool. All right. I might as well just do all of these. So the horns, let's go back. Bum. E. Okay, let's look at horn. Horn is doing some kind of it's in unison. Interesting. So it all resolves back to this E. And this should be something like this. So probably marcato and marcato. Okay. And then last but not least is our trumpets. Trumpets is E. Okay, so E, probably marcato as well. All right. Oh. Okay. All right. So that is that. I think this might need to be accented more. Yeah. Now we have the other fun part, which is, let's see here. How should I do this? Everything goes up on this one. So maybe I'll just do this, and then it should be going like that. So we're going the opposite way. Oh, interesting. It's muted, but I can still hear it. So you got that, and on the other line, we're going da 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 da, something like that. Okay, and then putting that with this. There you go. That's what it is. Okay, so now let's add that in with everything else. I just don't know what's assigned to what. Going over here. Oh, there's other percussion. Just keep that in mind. Oh, I actually forgot one crucial part. Before I start jumping gears, I forgot clarinet's doing this too with brass. I didn't realize. Clarinet 1 and 2. So clarinet 1 and 2 would be excuse me, which would be this one. And it's in unison. There's 2 of them. I think it's like this. Cool. Let's change that up to something like this. And bring that up. Okay. So there's that. All right. Now we can go back. I sort of remember who plays what. Violin 1 is going up. Well, violin 2 and violin 1, but they're in octaves. And then let's start there. This is easier. We'll get the violin 1, violin 2, and then we'll do the remaining. Viola and cello are in octaves. Same with contrabass. Okay. So grab these. This is the violins right here. So in octaves, you go whoop. And then this one, actually, also let's add this little overlap and assign this to marcato before we copy over that to here. Okay. Cool. And we might want to bring this volume up just a tad for this run. Something like that. Okay. We could probably even make this a little longer at the end. Cool. And then the next one is the viola and cello bass. So let's just do the Cinemax Studio for all of this. Cool. Oh yeah, let's overlap this too. I remember. And then add that here, 1 octave. So we can push this over as well. Yeah, it's pretty high already. Why not? Okay, and then bass. Bass, 1 more. This one, oops, I gotta glue this. Should be 1 octave lower already. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, man, this idea quickly scatters and shatters like crazy. I'm gonna keep saying that until it catches on. So we have strings done. Now let's look at woodwinds. Woodwinds are going piccolo, and then we have our flute. Okay. Flutes are all going up. Well, it's so blurry. That's the thing about the YouTube scores. You know, you take a screenshot, but then you're like, what the hell is that saying? It says flute 2 and then something. I wish I knew what it said. We can kind of guess maybe by listening to the recording as well if there's something different. I don't think there's... I mean, hopefully it's nothing too important. How about that? So then we got oboe. We got oboe 3 going down. Clarinet 3 going down. And bassoon going down. Bassoon. Okay, okay. All right. That makes sense. Let's go to the next page real quick. Yeah, it's a really big marcato kind of feel. So we can go even longer if we need to. Timpani. Okay, yeah, let's just do that and then we'll do percussion after. So oboes. I think on oboe, oboe 2, I'm gonna go up instead. Treat it like that. So we have this one. All right, oboe 2. We have flute 2. I gotta glue these guys. Okay, so then we have here. Oh man, I don't have any flute 1. Okay, so I'm going to draw this. You know what? Let's just do this instead. That's easier. Then it retains my MIDI information, I think. Or maybe it doesn't. Oh, I have no flute 2 as well. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's weird. Let's see. Maybe on this one I'll go an octave higher. Oh, actually, it's already an octave higher. So this one needs to go down. And then I have to draw this in. Okay. Okay, and then this should be marcato. Oh, it doesn't transfer, does it? That's okay. So we got that much. Okay. Oops. Okay. So there's that. The oboe 1 I'm going to treat as the one that's going to be going down. So that's one of these guys. I'll just copy the viola and then put this over here. Marcato, that. And also we could probably just bring up these guys as we do this. Mod wheel. Okay. We could probably go even louder on the flutes. I might think changing the last note up even, so it's like maybe like that, so it's more of a staccato. It's nice. That piccolo might be too loud. It's nice though. Let's see. I might do that same treatment, so changing the last note to staccato instead of marcato, or even tenuto. Yeah, it's not as loud. So we could do tenuto maybe. See if that does anything. Yeah, doesn't all have to be the same articulation too. But I'm actually curious if I were to do tenuto instead on the flutes and see how that would sound real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I like that. Okay, so what are we missing? Bassoon? Bassoon is doing this. with clarinet 3. So clarinet 3, bassoon. There's your marcato with the tenuto hit, cool. And then this is clarinet 3 technically. Okay. Yeah, something like that. This might be too long, so I'll go. Yeah, I kind of like doing a staccato on the bassoon. Or I see, this didn't transfer. So let's go marcato on this. Okay, that'll probably sound better. Okay. Yeah, I think that does that covers most of it. Da-da-da. Okay. All right. So what's on the next beat for these woodwinds? Over here, you have a run. 5 quintuplet runs to be exact. That's interesting. So we got that in running. Let me play that. Yeah, so it's kind of high. I'll play a little lower. So this is a A minor run. It's doing that kind of thing all over the place. Piccolo. Five notes. Anyways, that's cool. We just have to now sort of figure out how to do this or how to implement this the best. They all start and end the same, it looks like. So they're in octaves, great on some of these. There's a harp run, that's going to be fun to add in. Was it D, C? I always forget the order of the harp. C, B, A. I think it's. I'll have to double check now. Anyways, we'll look at that. I'm assuming there's probably that G sharp in there, doing a harmonic minor run there, and then strings. Oh, I'm missing the strings here. So let's double up the strings first with the brass. They're all playing E. This is a low E in viola, so it's doubling with the cello. Okay, that's easy. Maybe we start there, and then we can come back and do this little fun run here. So strings, that's where we at. Okay. Let's take all these guys, even though they're different articulations, and we're just going to set that to this. I mean, marcato actually would be great for something like this, but maybe we either can crescendo up. Yeah, something like that. Boom. Yeah, maybe we draw it in or use this little tool. And let's see if we can sort of copy that over to the other ones. Yeah. But when I copy, I gotta be careful that the last note is not going down too much like this one. Anyways, let me try that one more time. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so we good, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this to E, like that. All right, bass goes like that. Nice. Okay, that's the energy that we need. Okay, so now we have this run of Woodwinds, and I already forgot who plays what, but I actually know Piccolo starts on beat 4. So beat 4, Piccolo is doing this little thing, ending on A. I can't remember. Is it this A? Probably this A. Okay, so then quintuplets. The easiest way to do that. Let's see if I can remember my shortcut keys. Go here and see ya, Sam. Have a good sleep. So we have quintuplets at 5, but it has to be in the span of quarter notes. Not a 15 lit, but a 5 lit. There you go. So there's your quintuplet. That's how I do it, at least. Let's try that again. There you go. So move this, and it starts on C. And quantize that over like that. Okay, so now that is in a quintuplet. Overlap that. There you go. Okay, so let's copy that over to our flute. And our flute is doing the same thing, but then you're adding some other notes right before that. And I think it starts on a low E or something. Let's see. Yeah, like that. With a, I believe it was F. No, it's F natural. It'd be F natural. Oh, hello. Okay, so hopefully that works out. I think that's what we're doing, but we got to go higher. Okay, so that's the idea behind that. That's a perfectly quantized way. If you were to sort of mess with that too, sometimes it's nice to just kind of mess with the timing. Use some rough tick where it gets a little bit off of there. Sometimes that sounds better, and then you can ride the fader a little bit. Something like that. Maybe even quieter. Something to that effect would all help out. So there you go. So now we got to do that for all the other woodwinds. Maybe I'll start it a little bit quieter, like that. All right, so flute 1 is done. Interesting. Flute 1 is piccolo here. Maybe it's doubling. Let me go back real quick. Oh, I see. So over here you can see how it says piccolo. So like maybe the flute 1 switches between different instruments. Maybe they're the ones that played the alto flute or something too. I'm going to go back. So like, yeah, alto flute jumps, which is the first flute chair, plays first chair flute in a sense, and then goes to piccolo. That's why. Okay. So, where did I go? Okay, there you go. So we have this doing that. I see. So this is more or less the flute 2 and 3. Oboe is doing the same thing, but it goes so high up in the range it has to go back down. Oboe 3 is the same. Clarinet is the same. Okay, easy. Let's go and do that real quick. So it should be like this. I might just do both. And then oboe. Okay, so the oboe is weird because is it this one or this one? So this one needs to go down, but this one needs to go down on beat 4, like that. Okay, and then on clarinet, it's just this. And that's it, right? I think so. Okay, cool. It's a bit strong, I would say. So, on this part, let's go ahead and cut this. Okay, and Let's use our shortcut key power here. Maybe we bring this down, bring that down. Oops, like that. We might need to ride this even more, so let's go ahead and try that. Okay, something like that. Okay. Boom, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you won't hear that run as much because of the other stuff, but that might work. Let's see. Maybe it's a bit too much on the volume, so maybe I can have that like that. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Anyways. Okay. That's enough of the woodwinds. Let's move on, shall we? So we have a little bit of a harmonic minor glissando thing that we have to do. I'm not sure what happened here, but I see. What I probably need to do is just use this one instead. So I do have some kind of run here with the harp, so maybe I can copy this. And on, let's see. Oh, so you start that glissando at the beginning of the measure, which is interesting. I probably want to check the notes here. So we have here. Sorry, I'll bring that down. Yeah. So my thought is because it's the recording dictates how it should be sound, right? For the most part, even though score is saying play at the beginning, it makes more sense to do it on beat 3. So let's do that. Let's follow the recording. And what I'll do is make sure we push this over. That's pretty good, actually. Okay. All right. So now that I got the timing of this a little bit better, we need to sort of do this thing where you start on E and follow this harmonic minor. Yeah. Okay. The last note, though, should probably be an A. Is that right? Let's just double check that. C, E, G, A. Yep, it's an A. So let's go and change this up somehow. It would have to be shrunk down slightly to have that all fit in there, it looks like. So hopefully we can get this. So we will add F. I guess I didn't need to go so far out, but it'd be something like this. Yeah. All right, so let's try it one more time. I'm gonna fudge this with the stretch. There you go. There you go. That's it. And I'm not sure why this one's so close. I'm gonna kind of move that over, and I'll also read the fader here. Something like that. Okay. So the harp will add just a little more shimmer to that little run with the woodwinds. Going back to the score, though, I do apologize that I'm flipping back really quickly. I just want to work fast and get to this next part. We're close. There's just a couple other things here. I think in percussion we have a triangle hit. That's what it says. Yeah, suspended triangle. You go ding, and then you have two things with the tambourine and suspended cymbal. So let's add that in real quick. I'll do the suspended cymbal first. Okay. Gotta load these guys, and actually I haven't even done that yet. Let's do the other instruments. Tambourine and triangle. Yeah, suspended triangle technically, but we just call it triangle. There you go. Oh, sorry, wrong measure. Okay, so there's your little triangle hit. And then the orchestral cymbal roll. Maybe I'll do on this one. Okay. It could be that one, or it could be maybe this one. Either one. I kind of like that one better. It's a little bit deeper sounding. I might have to redo it though. Let's see here. Something like that. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. It's bugging out. Okay. Let's see. That might be it, but I think it needs a little more. Cool. So if that's the case, maybe bring it down. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so then the last thing would be our tambourine. Tambourine, I can actually just copy this over. It should just play. Well, I gotta turn it on maybe. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. Let's listen to the recording. Okay, let's see if there's one that's closer. So going back to this tambourine. Oops. Hello. Over here. For some reason, I can't hear anything. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's more like this one. At least when I listened to that tambourine hit. Let's hear it again. It's very jingly. It's close to this one. It has no head. Could be this one too, like maybe doubling it even. Do we need to go that crazy? It's kind of cool to give it both just for that shimmer, but that might be overkill. I don't know. So if we were to do both, this is what it sounds like. Okay, or if just one. Cool. So that's the idea there. And then we'll keep that going onto the next measure. So that's the end of the little scatter chatter section that we coined here. So let's listen to where the strings come in. Bring up the volume a little bit. Cool. All right, now we're ready for this big section. I think I have all the parts glued together, so I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. Maybe I'll cut it off on there. All right, so how should we do this? What's nice is we have the melody from the previous section that we can copy and paste, so I don't have to plunk in those notes again. And it looks like Trumpet's playing it again, which is good. Looks like we're doing that 3-part thing. I'm assuming all of this are the same notes, so maybe we start there. There's just so much to focus on, but trumpets definitely are leading the pack here, so to speak. Viola looks like also are doubling with the trumpet. Let me just see the notes here. This C and E and concert pitch, I should say, and this is C and E as well. Okay, so it's a little bit different. It doesn't do the dun 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 dun. It goes dun 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 dun. So it's just doing eighth notes instead, but it's reinforcing that. Looks like Glockenspiel is actually doubling with the trumpet. One melody looks like. Okay, so let's start there. Dun, 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 dun. Let's look at the next page. Horn. Nope. Horn is not yet doubling, but it does kind of right here. Okay, so trumpet keeps going. Okay, and then maybe we can stop here for the night. So at 137, maybe we'll aim for that. So well, I don't know. I'm not even sure if I can finish all of these other things, but we'll see how we go today. So let's do that. One other thing I want to look at is a Celeste. Celeste is also doubling with the trumpet, I should mention. So yeah, I mean, I could sight read that, and that would help out. But yeah, anyways, that seems to be note for note what the trumpets do, I should mention. So not only is Glockenspiel playing with the trumpets, which is right here, right? Yeah, so blurry. So you also have the Celeste playing on top of or underneath that. Okay, let's try it. So let's find our trumpet parts somewhere here. Oh, is it right here? It's right here. Okay. So I gotta move all this to trumpet. Okay, so who's playing what? That's the question. Okay, so let's take the clarinet 1, clarinet 2, and clarinet 3. And let's just move all of this to trumpets. Okay, so we're going to move this over down yonder to where the trumpet would be, which is here. Right, okay. Oh, you know what? I should just, rather than doing the notes inside, let's just take it like this. Okay. Let's do that instead. And then we have this one here. There we go. Okay. Let's see how this works. Okay. All the articulations are wrong. We'll have to fix that, but we also are in a different key, it looks like. So we are playing in A minor, it looks like, instead of C minor from the previous section. So that's a third away from each other, I believe. Minor third below, or major sixth above, depending. It's pretty high up there, so I think it's a major sixth above. Is it like that? What am I thinking here? So I'm just looking at Celeste, and Celeste is going. Maybe the Celeste is... No, that's right. Maybe what I'm need to look at is trumpet 3. So trumpet 3 would be playing the bottom voice. It would be the top voice, wouldn't it? Transposing is not my forte, but yeah, so it sounds interesting with all the notes played together, but I think we need to change the top voice. I think is what we need to do, because this is voiced differently. So, or maybe I just did it wrong. Maybe I have to go up like this, and I went too far up. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, now let's check our articulations. So we gotta assign these to staccato for the most part. Okay, and then for these long ones, maybe marcato. Okay, yeah, that might work. That or tenuto. Let's try tenuto. I think tenuto sounds better, so let's do that. All right. Anyone that's doing their little advertisements on my channel, I'm sorry I have to boot you out. Okay, good. And then all of these notes too can be a little bit harder. Sorry. Where did I go? It goes jumps all the way over there for some reason. There you go. So same thing. Okay, and then this too. Maybe this one too. Okay, good. So all of this just needs to be stronger because this is the big section and it's leading the pack. So all of that has to be strong, and then this one could be tenuto probably. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. So this one might have to be marcato, or even sustain. I don't know. Let's see how it sounds as a sustain. So it's not hitting the mark. Maybe tenuto then. There's a faster way to do this. I should go like this. Okay. There you go. But this one, maybe marcato. Cool. All right, moving on. So on maybe these two, and then maybe now I kind of know what to expect. Let's do these as tenuto, tenuto, and tenuto, and then these probably should be marcato. Oops, marcato, marcato, and marcato. Yeah. Is that marcato muted? No, marcato. Okay. All right. And then this one, it's going to end differently, but this kind of gets us in the right area of where we need to be. Okay. Something is happening in our fader. I think it's probably too loud in velocity for one, so let's change that. This stuff is a bit too much. So this one, it's kind of a weird one. Let's do staccato instead, just because it sounds a little weird. Okay, and then this is... Some of these things are just way too loud. Okay, maybe bring that down. Let's see how that goes for now. It's gonna, maybe we should change our notes as well at the very end. So, as I mentioned, the notes are different. So, starting at this one right here. Let's look at that real quick. So we have C. So we have a F minor chord, and then it goes to let's see, E minor. Is that right? Yep. Okay. F minor, E minor. And then this goes to... And then... Interesting. So the F minor inverted, and then E major. So, oops, try that again. There you go. Okay, let's add that in. Okay, so you got your F minor. Okay, what can we do to make that not as prevalent? Maybe bring some of this down. And hope for the best. Oh, okay. This is sharing the previous one. Okay, so there's that. And then one more. On this measure, we gotta go down to... It's pretty low. Unless I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, it goes that low. And then on the last one, it goes high. Okay, and then that's where the next section would start. But that is that. And then with all of this, I'm assuming the Celeste is just doubling with the trumpet. So let's add that over here. Boom. So let's see how that sounds. Cool. So that should work out pretty well. The only thing that might need a little more is the end, just some velocity. Yeah. So I mean, we could draw it in with perhaps this. Just kind of give it a little more juice. Okay. So where are we at here? Panning. Okay. So we don't need that to show per se. So where are we at? So we got the Celeste done. Let's just double check to make sure Celeste is doubling all the way through there, because that might not be the case. It looks like that's not. Well, actually, it is. So far, it is. Let's go back. So then, it's kind of doing the same styling of the trumpet with all the articulation. So yeah, I think we're good. In that case, let's go to the top line of the Celeste, which is the trumpet line as well. But let's take this top line and add that to our Glockenspiel. Okay. And Glockenspiel goes. Ooh, where are ya? It's actually right next over here, but it's not loaded in, so let's add in. I'll just use Cinesamples. I'll turn that on. Here you go. Oh, I probably didn't copy and paste that correctly, but oh, that one actually is there. Okay. Okay, let's go up an octave. Okay, that's going to be a little obnoxious. I apologize. Let's bring it down. That's probably where it should be. Okay. And I feel like maybe the trumpets still need to go up a little bit as well. So let's bring this up in the various CC data. Okay, so that'll help. And then was there anything else? As far as the ending of that phrase, there is a last note. So we have, well, actually, trumpets don't play, but horns do there. So we can, they get a free pass. But here we have ACE on the Celeste. So we will go ahead and add that in, and then we can move on. Okay. So A minor chord on the Celeste, that's all, which is right here. And we'll just go like that. Like that, with a C natural. I think it was lower, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a lower, but that actually works. Wait, now I actually want to go back and see what the other chords are on. So you have F, and then it just goes down. So lowest note would be A flat 2, A flat 2, right? Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, so we can officially move on. Let's go ahead and move to maybe the bass line, because that'll help reinforce where the melody is sounding. So let's try that. What we got here? So we have cello and bass, and then we have tuba Yeah. Trombones are also doing stuff, but let's just kind of focus on the cello and bass for now. It's interesting to see how the brass move differently than what the strings are doing. A, D. Easy enough. Okay, so let's do that. And I'm going to start with our A's. Something like this. Okay. All right. So we have that. It's like a marcato, I would say, nice and strong all the way through. So, but we need to put a little bit of a gap between each of these. Okay. And cello. Interesting. I see. So let's move this. And let's add this to the mix. Like that. Okay, let's listen to that. Man, that sounds weird. So, might be because of the way we have this. Okay, and it's still hitting pretty hard. I think it has something to do with just the CC11. We'll see how that sounds. Okay, cool. And then maybe on this one we'll do tenuto. Where are you? Oh, it's actually listed differently. But this is basically a tenuto. So we have that. Cool. I feel like this is actually behind the beat a little bit, so let's add that in. Interesting. Okay, and then the last note on that is actually not a D sharp but a F. Is that right? F. I have F listed there, so unless I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, no, it's a F natural. Okay. So there we go. There's your first half of that. And then going to the next page, we have A, B flat. Let me see if I can play that. Oh, actually. Is that a B natural, or I can't zoom in for some reason? It's a B natural. Okay, one more time. So you got the. Okay, and then after that, you have a F. Yeah. Okay. Well, we already have like a little bit of a scheme here, so let's go to this. Boom. I think I can just go off of memory for the most part for this one, and we'll program it in F, A, F. B natural. What's next after that? B natural, F, E natural. Might as well just copy this. Oh, I see. When I'm copying this, so it's doing something weird. So we got this. Something like that. Okay. So maybe on this one we ride the fader. Here we go. All right. Was there a crescendo on that? Yeah, there is. So maybe we flip this instead and push it just a little bit forward like that. Okay, let's try that on each of these. Oh man, I have to delete this too. Okay, let's do this other one. Boom. Okay. Okay. That should be good. All right. So bass line is more or less done. Let's look at timpani too while we're here and see how timpani would match up with all of that. If there is timpani, I see one hit and that's it. I don't think timpani is actually here. So tuba takes over. So let's look at the tuba line, because tuba is now having a double. For the most part, it's doubling with our string bass. And if that's the case, we can copy most of that. The only thing that's different is right here on this low note, and then after that, it's good to go. So bum A. This is probably a low A. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a quick copy and paste. Here's our tuba line. I see. And then all of this needs to be up just a bit more. So let's bring this up, bring this up. Try that again. Bring this up, bring this up. Something like that. Okay, here we go. Okay. Just gotta go. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so here is where we double up. And it might actually be like this, actually. Alright, and then let's just go back and see 2 measures, right? A little breath. And then from that point on, it should be good. Let's see what articulation we should set this for. Probably legato. And then maybe this one different. Oh, I missed that F way up there. I believe it goes in the same direction, or same motion. So C, B flat, and it goes way up to the F. At least for the tuba player, it's kind of high. Where did you go? Okay, so next page over here. This is what I was talking about. You got the B flat, F. Boom, boom. Okay. Good. I think that's think that's okay. Although I feel like this one should be here and this one should be here. Let's just double check that again. The AF, A, yeah, C, B flat goes down. Okay. There we go. Hey, James Hickey, great work. Definitely gonna have to watch more of these. Hey, appreciate it, man. Take care. I appreciate the sub. Okay, so I think that was probably more or less where it should be. I'm going to replace all of this, though. Let's try again. That way, yeah, kind of drop it a little lower. That way, you have more room to grow after. Okay, so that is that. Let's go to the next part. We have our low end. We got the melody. Now we probably should add the mids, and then the last will be our high woodwind stuff. There's also arpeggios from the strings I didn't see, so lots to do still. There's percussion as well. Okay, so where should we begin? Let's do one other thing, which is filling up the strings, because strings are kind of its own little thing, huh? Strings and horn. Yeah, I guess we should do the trombones as well. Let's do trombones, and then we'll come back and do the viola. So, trombones first. Bassoon, contrabassoon. I totally missed that. My bad. Looks like that is also doubling with our low end. So we'll do the bassoons with the trombone as well. Oh, okay. Contrabassoon is easy, but the bassoon part will be slightly different. Looks like that's with the trombones. Okay, so we'll kind of tag team that. Here we go. A, C, E. And then it goes down to the same thing. It's actually doubling up with that A on the tuba. Wow, that's low. For a trombone to play that, it's like on its fundamental. And then you have this part. So let me see if I can play that. So I'm on a tuba. Let's go to trombone. There's two of them. I'll use this one for now. And staccato that. Okay, so first thing is we have so I'm looking at this measure right here. So you have that, and okay, and then that's an interesting chord. You got that G sharp minor thing going on. Okay, I think I get it. So first off, let's do our bass line with the trombone. So that's so weird that the trombone is actually playing that low with the tuba there. I'm actually curious, does my sample library even play that? Here we go. That's what I was afraid of. It won't even play it because it's so low. That must be a typo. I'm gonna just bring that up an octave. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just do that instead. It's probably a typo, happens all the time. It's probably not even the final score, to be honest. There's some other typos I've seen. So we have the next part where you're going dun 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 dun. I think you're resting. Yeah. So on this next part, it's short, and we're gonna just maybe play it all here. Okay, so how should I do this? Bum 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 bum. Yeah, is that good enough? I can work with that. So like that. We'll put this in staccato. Bum bum. Okay. And this it should be a, oh, I don't know where I went with that. My bad. Let's see here. Here we go. So this should be a B. Okay. Okay, and this one will do a marcato. Should be good. Let's go a little louder. Okay, and let's bring it down just a little bit. Okay. All right, so there's your trombone part there. Bum, 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 bum. And then let's go to the next one. Okay, then it's kind of sprinkling little notes here. So we have bum, 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 bum. So bum, 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 bum. Okay. Bum. Where is that? A minor. Okay. I get it for the most part. I'm just thinking how I should notate this. Or how I should capture this. Yeah. I think I can remember that. It's gotta be G sharp minor. So, back to the B flat minor. Okay. Okay. It's a little easier just to remember these tidbits of notes here, I think. So, what should I do here? Maybe I'll use this, and then I'll go like so. Okay. First off, we have bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Whoops. Bum. Next. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Or bum 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 bum. Did I? Bum 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 bum. Oh, I see. It needs to go here. Okay. And then after that, you have A flat, E. Oh, what is this? You have then a low, and then it jumps up. Whoa, that's a big jump. Okay, so there's that. What was it in the first page? You have A flat, E, A flat E. So in unison, A flat E. Also, all of this should be staccato or maybe tenuto actually. No, let's do staccato for now. Staccato. All right. So there's that, and then I'm still in step mode right now, but something happened here. Let's see. I'm not sure what I did. Oh, I see. Well, that was not supposed to happen. Okay, so over here then we have half notes. And the half notes we have A, and then A, oh, I forgot it already. Yeah, AE. And then we have, and then, okay, but we didn't move in the right spot. There you go. Okay, and all of these probably are marcato. Marcato, boom. Let's hear how that sounds together. Okay, it might sound better once you hear everything else, but something was off on this part. I think this is where it got off. Dun, dun, dun. Is that right? Dun, 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 dun. So it should be like this. Okay, so that part is a bit loud. That's tricky. So I don't want to go too far over, but okay, and then bring this up. Okay, that should be good. Maybe I'll bring some of this back up so it's leveled for the next part. The glory of programming here. So then we have trombones with the bassoon I mentioned. We can tag team some of that. Although it looks like bassoon kind of veers off on its own after, so you have an extra note here too. You got this. What is that? Is that a I believe it's A. Okay, and then bum 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 should be the same as trombone. Okay, this is where it gets tricky with tenor clef. This note is actually an A, so where's the A in trombone? There is no A in trombone. Okay, interesting. So it's not quite a copy and paste here. We have to go A, C, E. What is that? A, C, E, G, sharp. Okay. So I'm going to take some of those notes from the bassoon, or I should say trombone, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these. Okay, and then we go. This is almost a harmony of what the trombone is playing. Let's listen to just the trombone and bassoon. A little bit quieter on that. Okay. Works pretty well volume-wise. I could probably get away with a little less on the bassoon there. Okay. All right. And then let's look at what the rest of the bassoon is doing. Next page, we are out of there. So you have A. Makes sense. You resolve. Okay. And then it does its own little thing, which is annoying because now I have to lump this with the rest of the woodwinds. So let's hold off on the bassoon then. Bassoon does, on the very last part though, it does double up with the tuba and everything else. So this is in octaves, F, E. Okay, let's just do that much then. So what am I trying to say here? Get rid of all this, and then on this very last part, this is where it actually doubles. Like that. Alright. And I can just get rid of this. This should be probably a marcato. Oops. Let's see here. Sustain marcato. Okay, great. And let's maybe do this as well. Okay, there is that. Let's do contrabassoon real quick. Contrabassoon is doubling with tuba, basically. Well, more so the bass, string bass. So let's just copy that over, put this into here, and let's see how that looks. Okay. Oh, actually, yes. All of the articulations need to change. So let's put this in marcato. All these guys can be tenuto. All right. Cool. It's starting to have more energy, a lot of power with just that. But what's going to be even more fun now is we're going to add the flourishes. We're not quite there yet. We're going to add the mids, which will be viola. So I mentioned we can go back to the viola parts. And it's not really a mid per se. It's actually just melody, more melody, but it's essentially playing the melody with some eighth note to keep it busy. And I'm just trying to think if there's an easy way to do this. It's probably just playing the top two voices of what the Celeste would be doing. So let's go ahead. I'm just kind of looking through and making sure. It looks like that's the case. This one is different. This one, the voices kind of flip. So this would be your E, and this would be the B. Okay, interesting. So that flips, and then on the, oops, the next page, oh, gotta go there, and then our last chord we have that. So I'm looking at Celeste and the viola. So you have would this be an A flat and a C? So now you're playing that in unison, and then this is a B. So you're playing that top voice with that F sharp or G sharp, excuse me. Okay. So that's going to be a little confusing to do on the very end, but I think everything else makes sense. If anything, let's take our Celeste and let's bring that voice into being, which would be in the viola. Okay, and we're going to take out the bottom voice of everything. I'm assuming it's safe to do that just as a global thing right now, just take all the bottom voices and just boom, delete that, because viola can only split in half here. Although actually I should go back and double check these notes afterwards. So all of this should be in staccato up until here. Just gotta make sure I don't have anything else selected. Sometimes it doubles. Okay, so then we have any of these long notes. Basically, we're going to make those double as well. So like turn them into 16th notes and then do that. Right, and that's the easy way to do it. So I think a spiccato would be even better. Spiccato or staccatissimo or something like that. But yeah, I think let's hear how this would sound. So I think I'm missing a few other things. Let's go back and check real quick. So viola, we're looking at viola. Yeah, so there is a break on that third beat of the fourth measure phrase, but everything else, oops, hello. Everything else should be eighth notes. Hello. Keeps jumping, sorry. Right there, same thing. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this one is actually long. We'll make this sustain marcato. Okay. Except for this one. Right. For some reason that one it can't really hear. Oops. There you go. Okay, let's hear it in context. Okay, so probably here is another eighth note. Okay, yep, another eighth note. And then what I was saying with the splits, it gets a little funky. There's like a flip, so like that. And then I'm not sure about the next page. Let's see here. The next page is the bottom voices, and then it shoots up. It's another flip. Something like that. Or maybe I did that wrong. Yeah, and then it ends with string run. Okay, so we don't need these notes here. And then let's move this forward. Just a little bit. Yeah, I gotta do this one. Okay. So it's still behind the beat. I'm gonna push it forward a little more. Sounds a little more jiving. Okay, so the viola is more or less done. Let's go to the horns. Horns is another mid type instrument here, and this will reinforce and enrichen what the trumpets do, I'm pretty sure. So starting here, as you can see, it's a four-part split, but reinforcing the B, the top voice here, which is concert pitch. What is that? That is a E, and then if I were to play this, you got E, and then C, and A. So I was just doing an A minor. So this is similar to what the trombone was doing, I believe, early on. So, bum, bum, and I think that's right. And then I gotta transpose now here. So you have D, D, A, and what's C, F? So it's a D minor. Okay, so. And then transposing here. Let's see, D sharp, B natural, G sharp. Okay, so one more time. Okay, easy. That is going to be horn. Maybe we do it with like horn 1 playing the reinforcement. So I'll do that at the very end. I'm just going to play this together. So, yeah, let's just try it with this one first. I gotta change the articulation on that. I'm gonna just temporarily change this to a staccato, so it'll be easier. Okay. Let me try again. Okay, so those are your notes. Oops. Let me change some things around. I'll try that again. There you go. Okay, and maybe bring that up a little bit on the last 3 notes. Okay. Yeah, something like that. This last note probably can be a marcato. So go like this, or even sustain. You could do like that, or a sustain. But if we do sustain, we gotta bring all of this up, so it's kind of tricky. Let's see if that works. So that sounds nice. It might be more appropriate just to do a marcato, but then it's not. It doesn't have that sustain that we need. So yeah, I think sustain would be better. If that's the case, then we gotta really just boost that up. Something like that, and maybe it doesn't have to be that long either. Something like that. It'll sound better when you layer with the other one. So that was this one right here. Okay, good. What I'm gonna do though is this might be kind of weird, but I'm going to mute that top voice and put in this one. And just move this accordingly. See how it sounds. Okay, let's put it mute or solo. Okay, and then yeah, I'm not sure about this part, how that would work, but maybe we double it. Just have to bounce the voicing of that so it's not so loud. Not sure. Maybe it's the velocity more than anything. Yeah, I don't want to go too granular, but yeah, that's the idea. So that sounds great so far. Going back to the next page, we have that same idea. Let's see if this is right. Dun 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 dun. Oh. So this is what the trombone played. Okay. And I can copy and paste that. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Wait. Yeah, and then so let's check out these half notes. Half notes are playing. I believe. Yep, that's the same notes as the trombones. Well, sort of. Trombones kind of does this unison thing here. I wonder why that's the case. I wonder why why don't they just split with the horns? That's kind of interesting. So, and the next page you go. Okay, so over here we have. Oh, I gotta figure this out. G, C would be, or that C is actually here. So there's F, and okay, bum 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 bum. I think that's it. E major. Yeah, D sharp, G sharp. Okay, so I get it. I get it. Let's just check one second last measure here. That's E minor, right? D, or is that E major? Oh man, let's see here. Let's just double check this one. So we have F sharp. So we have oh man, let's see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, so that's right. Okay. Now that we've made sure all our notes are correct and our hunches are correct, let's just go here, boom, and take most of this, which should copy over really easily, and then change this up. So this one should go something like this. Yeah. Oops. Okay. So that's that should be correct now. Okay, and let's change all of this to marcato, or yeah, marcato would probably be the best. Okay. And I think I have this second last note wrong. It should be. I think that's how that should have been written. One more time. So, oh yeah, dun 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 dun. So we gotta do that. Dun 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 dun. Maybe first note would be marcatoed, and then second note we do staccato, like that. It's not gonna sound through if it's overlapping. We could also flip it and see if that sounds better. Gotta shorten that up. Actually, might work better. Okay, cool. And a little bit of a crescendo here. Okay, all right, so now we do that for our other makeshift horn splits that we have going on. So I'm not sure how I should do this, but yeah, I guess what I should do is take all of this, even the top voices, and mute it, and then do that over here. That was the idea. Cool. Sounds great. Let's look at the last part of just the horns. Okay, let's check out this part. Maybe on this one we change these to tenuto instead. Okay, cool. That works pretty well. I don't think we needed too much on anymore. Maybe some balancing down the road, but I want to move on to now our woodwinds. Woo-wee. And then look at that. There's also the strings. Strings, I just mean violin here. Strings are doing the split thing again at the last two measures. So maybe I start there. So how should I do this? A flat, so this is unison, and they split here. So middle notes, top two voice, oops, and then going over here, G sharp, A flat. So that's enharmonic equivalent here, but octave higher, or 2 octaves higher, I should say. Wow, it's really high. And then C, boom. Oh, that's a weird split. And then here goes way high too. So G sharp. I think it's an octave higher. C, yeah, G sharp. So G sharp, G sharp. That's really high. G sharp and E. Okay. Yeah. That's a funky split. Let's see if I remember any of that. So go over here, and let's do this. Let me just take all of that, push it over here, and let's see if I remember it a little bit. So I have a G sharp, like that. I could, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then middle notes. So mute that one. Okay, so more or less is done, and then take that, push it into here, and then this one would be like that. C, and then this with a split like that. Okay, so that's the last two measures of the violins. Oh, hello. Okay, and then we can put a little crescendo on all of this. So right now we're kind of around here. Cool. Oops, I gotta add the merge mode. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's now look at the previous notes leading up to that on the violin. So violin, you have. Oh, let me see if I can pick that real quick. So we have. Let's try again. Something like that. So it's kind of from this previous material in the solo, but it's slightly modified to meet the melody here. So and I should also mention this is in unison. So you know, one strike two birds with one stone, so to speak. Let's add that in. Let's just look at the next phrase to see if the violins split at all. And no, they don't. It looks like they're all in unison. So this is not as hard as I thought. What we could do is let's do a split screen. And I'm just going to do a stepwise pattern here so I can just record that. So I'll zoom in so you can see and I can see. We can all see. And then we'll go from 128. So we have that, right? Okay. We're almost starting. Just gotta make sure we're in the right articulation. This is a marcato legato. That works great. And then use the arrow. Oh, undo that. Okay, something happened. D, A, F, D, A, D, E, G sharp, A, D, A, F, D. Okay. Okay, so there's that first phrase. Maybe go up to there. Next page, starting now. Oh, let's go about there. Okay, so this is 132. So it starts the same way. Oops. Did I do this right? I pushed it there on accident. Okay, so that's it. I'm pretty sure I got those notes correct. Let's move into full zoom. And now what we need to do is we need to sort of create some slurring effects. And normally with a script it reads pretty well, but I don't know. This is always tricky to me. I kind of gauge it when I can, but yeah. Anyways, so usually the very last note I don't slur. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, or if it's on like a contour, the high note, I don't usually slur. And that's just kind of generally the practice anyways, like if you were to actually play the instrument. Okay, so then for these short notes, we'll do maybe staccatissimo. The rest will be marcato. Okay, same thing. So slur and overlap. Same with this. Same with, that one's a little bit weirder. Yeah, I don't know. Normally the bottom note would be attacked or something. Well, I'm just thinking maybe in jazz band or something with the horns they do that. I don't know about strings as much. So right here we got this, and then we got this. These are staccatissimos. Okay, let's listen. Okay, something happened. Well, the reason why that happened is because these need to be assigned to marcato. Marcato legato. There you go. Cool. That sounds great. I mean, for a sample virtual orchestra, that's I don't know if you can get any better than that. Okay, so there you go. Let's ride those faders just a little bit. Okay, and then let's do the mod wheel too. I'm just kind of going by feel here. It doesn't have to be perfect. The only thing I probably should do is let this hang a little more. I'm going down when I probably should just let it be. So that's one thing I'll change. Maybe I went a little too far on the deleting there. Something to that effect like this. Okay. Really close. Cool. Okay. All right. And then that there's probably more or less this is the key for what the Woodwinds are playing, because I'm assuming Woodwinds are doing that, but they're splitting. Oh, maybe not. Maybe here they are. When I say splitting, what I meant was it's playing what the violin's doing, but it's splitting up the parts. And I don't think that's the case, actually, now that I look at it. It looks like it's playing the melody more than anything. Dun 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 dun. So yeah, it's doing some kind of trill effect, like a half trill or minor second trill there. That's gonna take a little more work than I thought. I thought it'd be more of a split kind of thing with the violins. But I think what we could do is have like one model, as well as its little harmonies. But we could, how should we do this? We could kind of take maybe a trumpet line and then modify that with what the Woodwinds are doing and call it good. So let's look at the trumpets here. It's 11 o'clock. Oh my gosh. I really want to finish this. Let's see here. So we have the trumpet line. This is trumpet 1. So why don't we just take everything up to here and copy that into one of the woodwinds. And I could cheat. I could put some of this into like an ensemble woodwind patch. Maybe I'll do that so that we just have a guide at least, and then we can copy and paste from there. So first thing is we have a A. So that's where that last note comes in. So we can delete that one. But then if we were to use the piccolo maybe as our guide, or even the oboe 1, looks like they're all in unison there, we could sort of just put that in. Another option is I could go half screen, so maybe I do that, and it'll be a little easier to adjust all these notes together. So we have second beat F. I'll zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so this is where it gets a little dicey on the programming. Is it should be maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe I do it on one of these instruments instead. So we do the flute. That way I can assign this. So we go whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so this should be like a marcato. Oops. Oh, I see. So this should be like this. Da da da. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. And then D sharp E, da 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 da. So anytime there's a quarter note, long note, we're kind of going da 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 instead. This is interesting. Very interesting, actually. F G flat. Okay. So with these notes, we'll keep them shorter, like that. Bum bum. We'll do staccato. Maybe actually this one. Okay, so that's how that should sound. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe this one. Staccato. I think that's right for the most part. And then moving to this one. So same thing, kind of use this as a guide. Da da da. Okay, and then this should be F. Is that right? Oh, actually no. This one is just a short note. Okay, so this is weird. This is going marcato, and let's go. A. Well, actually, that was not A. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Really cool. And then da da da. Da da da. A, C, D sharp. Okay. So that's one of the voices, the main one. There's some harmony on that, but this will be a good guide. So done. Okay, sometimes it gets stuck like that, but I'm assuming a lot of this will be the same, but actually this one's going up, and then it's doing this. Okay, so we have that dun 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 dun. Okay, but here it's going da 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 da. A B flat. Oh, actually, sorry, that's an F. F B flat. D flat. E. That's so cool. Okay, and then all this right here. Okay, and then this is another do 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 do. I really like that. I never thought you could double the melody and also like kind of embellish it like it's doing right now. Okay, the only problem with this is I think I'm missing a note. Yeah. There you go. So this one here should be E. Okay, and then this is where, here we go. We have the F. Okay, so here's the F. We're gonna just continue this little ride here. So I think the best way to do this one is also step input. So we have F. I don't know if you can see that with my head there, but yeah. So yeah, you have the D sharp, E. Okay, next page. Zoom in and let's finish this off. So we have okay, so that's it. It's just like a flourish. Of course, again, I'm gonna keep saying this. There's more to this, but at least we have one part down, and then and that's the piccolo, and then that can also be copied over to the oboe. But I guess what I should do is ride the faders and then copy it over. I think that would be easier. So let's do that. Sorry, hold on 1 second. What is my... Just so that I'm in the right spot. Oh, there you go. I should have some CC7 data, right? Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm in that vicinity first. Okay, and here we go. It's kind of hard to hear everything. Let's just do that much. Oh yeah, and then solo. I see. So I see how that works here. Yeah. Did I do that right? F, B flat? That seems kind of a big jump, maybe. Let's zoom out. It's kind of annoying. I have to zoom out and then turn the page. F, B flat. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So, if that's the case, then now I can... Oh, do I need to assign this to Marcato? Yeah, I do. Okay, everything else is assigned now. Gotta be meticulous about this stuff because then it all cascades over with all these other patches that you're assigning it to. But I think we're good. I think I have all the right ones in for the most part. So let's do what we're planning on doing, which is oboe and our piccolo. It's going to be a bit high pitched on piccolo, so I might want to bring some of this down. Okay, same thing here. Actually, the oboe probably will be better. No, it's pretty loud. So let's bring that back down. Sorry, the computer's a little struggling here. Okay, it's hard to hear everything, but it's all there. Yeah, so that's probably the maybe the least musical sounding thing. I don't know if there's anything you can do. Maybe you can try legato. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I think it sounds better than marcato doing it that way. Anywho, that's pretty much that. There's much more, but I'm looking at the time, and I think it might be better served with some rest, well rest, and a clearer mind for next time to finish this little section. But this probably will take another 30 minutes, and I'm just pretty tired. It's been a long day. So what I'll do is I'll go and play everything from the beginning. We're missing some stuff like I mentioned just now. We have percussion. The rest of the woodwinds are missing. So all of that would fill in everything else. But it'll sound real nice once we get back to it next week. So let's go ahead and press play, and let's see how it goes. Sorry. Maybe I'll do this. Next section. and that is all. So we'll wrap that up for next time, and then we'll just keep going. But we are getting close. I said I was hoping to finish everything by the end of the fourth session, but I doubt it, just because there's so much involved on some of these measures, and it gets more intense. So it's looking more like, I don't know, 6 or 7, even maybe 8. Let's say 8. But we'll get there. I don't know if I can. I mean, there might be a day where I can sort of get a head start or something, but we'll try to get it to as far as we can. Yeah, before I won't be able to do anymore. I'll be getting married soon, and then we have a honeymoon coming up, so they'll be busy. But there's some time before that. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you next time.